I recorded this. Oh, God, that's really loud. Okay, a little louder. I recorded this once already, and yeah, I completely forgot to actually record sound. So we're doing it again. Whee! All right, so what we have here is a very basic version of a map that I am currently working on for a first-person shooter. Now, you'll notice it has some objects on it on one side. There is a nav mesh. Now, I have this set up so that it makes use of GetRandomLocationInNavigableRadius to choose a random location to start spawning pickups. I don't actually have pickups in this game. There's no logic in it. It's just a visual thing. All this does is gets a random location from the origin of the spawner actor. The spawner actor is in the middle of the map, has a radius much larger than the map for the search area, and if it finds a location, it spawns the actor. Now, this is not going to work. This is going to not work at all. What's going to happen is when you hit play, it's supposed to be spawning them randomly, so they should be all over the map, but they're all clustered near the objects here. So if you have a forest in your game and a field, nothing will spawn in the field, everything will spawn in the forest. Except for this random little guy. Thank you for breaking the mold. Now, why is this happening? It's because GetRandomLocationInNavigableRadius does not get a random point. Well, it does technically, I guess, get a random point. But hold on. Where is the... That is the nav mesh. It gets random points, except for this, again, except for this guy. Good job breaking the mold. Except for that guy, it gets random points that are on the triangles themselves. You'll notice almost every single one of these, or no, I think it is every single one, is on a triangle somewhere where 3 lines intersect. So that is how that happens. So if you have a space like this where there are very, very few triangles, very, very few things are going to spawn. So if you have an empty field or a flat place where someone can build a base, stuff will not spawn there. If you have a forest, on the other hand, it can get a little crazy. So I came up with a simple method to fix this so that it no longer happens. So let's take a look. So first, we are not going to base it on the location of the actual spawner itself. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to make a new one. This location is going to be based on a random float. Now, how big is... By the way I'm writing this is for a flat map, for a map that has much more variety to it in terms of like height differences and stuff. You're going to want to try and write your own script for that. So let's see. This map is 50 by 50, so that's going to be... And then our radius is going to be 200. It's going to be very small. That's 4 meters, I think. Yeah, that's going to be 4 meters across because that's the radius. And then I need to make sure that this is going to spawn all of the ones that we need. So I would go over to this and I would run itself again. Here's the problem. This can turn into an infinite loop if it runs too many times. So there needs to be a way for you to limit it so that it can only run a set number of times. First, we make a variable called attempts to spawn. It is an integer. And we are going to set that to 0 each time we attempt to spawn an object. And when we fail to spawn the object, we're not going to spawn the object right away. We are going to instead increment it by 1. And as long as our attempts to spawn are less than 30, we will try again. So what this means is we will try 30 times to spawn a new object in. 30 is an arbitrary number. I didn't pick it for any specific reason. If you have a different number you'd like to try, you can just... So let's try this one, see how this works. Boom, that is beautiful. You may notice there are a lot more objects. That's because they're not overlapping each other. Yes, this actually worked better than I expected. And if you draw your triangles, you will notice that it no longer spawns them directly on the points. So yeah, that's it.